Hey guys, welcome to Advanced Kids Online, where we're all about teaching children the heart of God, the Word of God, and the character of God. I hope that you've had an absolutely amazing week at school, at home, hanging out with your family. We're so excited that you came back this week for another week of our series, God's Freedom Timeline, our part series, Elected by God, where we've been talking all about the people that God elected throughout the Bible to lead His people, the Israelites. Remember last week we learned all about King David, the amazing young hero that fought off giants and had a heart after God's own. This week we're going to learn about the next king in the line of Israel, another amazing man that did exactly what he needed to be led by God. So far in this series, Elected by God, we've learned about the judges, we've learned about the prophet Samuel, we've learned about the kings Saul and David, and now we're learning about the amazing King Solomon. Have you ever heard anything about Solomon? I remember growing up as a kid and reading stories as an adult all about Solomon and how he was the wisest man because he asked God for one thing. God asked, "What do you want in order to lead my people the right way?" And Solomon asked only for this. He asked for wisdom. Because of that, God rewarded him with so much more. Not only did He give him wisdom, but He gave him wealth, He gave him prosperity, and He gave him the respect of the Israelites. Why don't we jump in and watch this video with a little bit more information about Solomon and why he is an absolutely amazing example of what we should be like as believers and leaders of our own groups of people.
Stories of the Bible. Solomon asks for wisdom. This is Solomon.
Hey there!
Solomon was the king of Israel after his father David. Solomon loved God, and God was with Solomon and made him very powerful.
Oh yeah!
One night, God appeared to Solomon in a dream.
Whoa!
God said, "What do you want? Ask and I will give it to you." Solomon said, "You showed great and faithful love to David, my father, and now you have made me king in his place." But then Solomon said that he felt like a child who didn't know his way, and that there were so many people of Israel to lead. So Solomon asked God for wisdom. He asked for an understanding heart so that he could rule God's people well and know the difference between right and wrong. God was happy that Solomon asked for wisdom because it showed that his greatest desire was to help God's people. God said, "I will certainly give you the wisdom and knowledge you requested, but I will also give you wealth, riches, and fame, such as no other king has had before you or will ever have in the future."
Whoa!
Then Solomon woke up and realized it had been a dream.
Huh! Wow!
He went back to Jerusalem and made sacrifices to God. God did give all He said He would to Solomon. Solomon was known as a wise king and ruled God's people with wisdom for many years.
Wow, isn't Solomon absolutely amazing? What an incredible guy. Don't you want to be more like Solomon and ask God for wisdom so that He can bless you abundantly and make you a great leader of all your friends? I know I sure do. Well, if you want to jump in and learn a little bit more about Solomon, then you can jump into the book of the Bible, 1 Kings. In this book, we find out all about Solomon's life, the moments he was elected by God, the way that he built a beautiful temple in God's honor, and the moments where he asked God for just that one thing, wisdom. Well, I hope that you have an absolutely amazing week and that you come back and join us next week for another lesson of Elected by God in our series, God's Freedom Timeline. Next week, we're going to be learning about Queen Esther, another one of God's amazing superheroes that He used to free His people, the Israelites. We'll see you next time with another lesson of Advanced Kids. See you later.